Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony, and welcome to another edition of B&A Sports Talk. So today, I don't like doing this, but there's a ranking that came out about the Giants that I kind of agree with and sort of don't agree with, and it basically had the Giants at 32nd offensive line. Now, I don't blame them. You know, you had Andrew Thomas last year. I think he had like a 60 grade on PFF, one of the worst pass blocking grades. You had Shane Lemieux, the worst pass blocker. And you also had, you lost Kevin Zeiler. You lost Ken Fleming, but, you know, that's not really a big deal. But you gained back Nate Solder. You have Matt Parrott. And you have Nick Gates and a backup that, Harrison, whatever his name is, Jonathan Harrison, that you're not too confident in. And you took a look at our backups. We have Will Hernandez, too. You took a look at our backups and just, it's not great. Let's just say that. And, yeah, I mean, I don't blame them for having us at 32nd. Now, if we're the 32nd best offensive line, Daniel Jones out of here because he's going to play really poorly. That's what that means. But they have everybody ahead, like the Miami Dolphins. I kept on scrolling. I'm like, I scrolled down because I'm like, oh, they're going to have us in the 20s. 20 came, 21 came, 22. And then I saw the Giants. I'm like, they can't have it last, can they? They did. Now, I'm taking a look at a bunch of other offensive lines in this league, and I listed out 15 that we should be better than. Not that we will be better than. I named almost 2 teams per division. Take a look at the AFC East. I had, Miami. I think we're better than them. Austin Jackson is just worse than Andrew Thomas, and I think he had a really bad rookie year. And then the Jets, all they have is Mekhi Becton and AVT. That's all they have there. And then we can keep on listing on. I think we have better offense, at least equal to the Cardinals. And I could start naming them, but this is really bad because isn't what we said, like we need to focus on the hog mollies, and it said like we need to focus on the big guys up front. Now, what kind of did tick me off about, I feel like I'm getting mad at the Giants here, but what really did tick me off about the Giants' day in our lives or whatever it was, the first episode, the road to the draft or whatever that, they're like, oh, what we wanted to do was add a cornerback, pass rush, and the wide receiver. That's what we wanted to do. Oh, and it just so happens we did that. Really? Draft doesn't go as you want it. We wanted Tevin Jenkins. We didn't get Tevin Jenkins. That's ultimately what happened. You could try to, button up a pig or dress up a pig all you want. We wanted Tevin Jenkins, and we couldn't get him because the Bears, I think they jumped up and got him. We had a bunch. I made a video talking about like the offensive linemen that we were kind of targeting, but maybe not. But if we are this bad of an offensive line, that's it. That's done. And now, over the next couple days, I think I'm doing a Parrot Day Thursday. Today's Tuesday. I may even do it tomorrow. I'm going to do like a highlight film of him and then a review. And I pretty much have all the film I need for that, so that's something to look forward to. But, last year we were subbing offensive linemen. Shane Lemieux was really playing poorly. And you listen to all the Giants staff. You listen to... what's his name? The guy Manny Weather, the guy who is training Will Hernandez. He's like, Andrew Thomas is going to have a great year, but we haven't proven it yet. And the depth of our offensive line isn't great either. Trey Turner and the guys that we could get to replace, or, if somebody gets injured, aren't good. That's it. That's it. Brett Hagee is a guy we're like, oh, maybe he can develop into something, but he was undrafted for a reason. They say half the league's undrafted, but I'm not relying on Brett Hagee in his rookie year to really fix this offensive line. And, we have all the weapons now. And is it going to be a cyclical thing? Is it going to be a cyclical thing where we say, we have all the wide receivers, but do you know what really wins? Offensive line, and we didn't do that. That is one of my major concerns for the Giants. The offensive, I believe in Andrew. I made a video yesterday saying I love Andrew Thomas. I'm believing in him 100% until the I don't know the exact thing. Till the cows come home, I'm going to love Andrew Thomas. It's great. I think it's going to be great, but I'm worried about Shane Lemieux developing. I'm looking at his film. He's constantly letting guys run past him. I took a look at Matt Parrott. Some of the things I'm looking at him, it's not great, but he's working out Will Hernandez. Looks like they're going to build something great. One of those guys goes down. What do you have? A really poor offensive line. I don't really love it. Now, I texted my friends. I'm like, here are all the teams that I think the Giants should be better than. But if you take a look at it from an outsider's perspective, like somebody commented on my video the other day, like let's say I'm a Denver Broncos fan and we have Trey Turner on the team and have Bradley Chubb. I'm lining him up against Trey Turner every single time. So you got to look at it from the other perspective. People aren't afraid of Shane Lemieux. People aren't afraid of Andrew Thomas. But we think they're better than maybe what they actually are. But people undersell. Like I made this mistake multiple times talking shit about a player that I haven't really watched deep film in. A lot of people watch their teams and they watch the film. Some people don't, and they just say, "Oh, this guy's amazing." We all know that they're lying, but that is my major concern. Now I uploaded a video on my Instagram, like saying my major concerns for the team. Some other concerns were, Jason Garrett calling the offense. But I think this year, if we do have a better offensive line, we're going to be able to implement the true Air Coryell, which I don't think I'm looking at it, and obviously we know, but we had a lot of short routes, and Daniel Jones was the best deep passer. So if you allow it to extend the field, and you have more time to pass for Daniel Jones, which I think it ticked down. Believe it or not, I think 2020 is a worse year for the offensive line. But let's say what we want is continuity, and then hopefully that continuity builds and has strength. It produces strength with this team. But we're able to do those deep routes. We have now the talent to do deeper routes, and that's kind of what we're banking on. Some other things I had concerns with was like, what if James Bradbury isn't the same, like that second-year corner? I am worried. I will keep on saying this. I said Garrett Cole, I'm worried about the sticky balls. I said that like a year before we signed him. Like, he uses that stuff. And what if he's not able to use it? But what I've also said, different sport, is James Bradbury, second year, he struggles with tackling, maybe not that quick. Dory Jackson, if he goes down, we're the same cornerbacks as last year, which it performed pretty well. But we looked at that Browns game when you had no cornerbacks, like, oh wow. But you don't expect players to get injured. You don't, and you can't bank on it. Saquon Barkley gets hurt. This year we have a true third down running back in Devontae Booker. Now, do you want him to be your RB1? No. But I think he can fill that role pretty well, and looks like we have some decent. Even if we do have a Gary Brightwell on the practice squad or a Corey Clement or something, bring him up. And I don't think it'll be that bad. And also, one last comment I want to make. This video will be pretty short, but Bobby Skinner said, we designed our offense to be around Saquon Barkley, and then Saquon Barkley went like 16 yards in game one. Yeah, that's kind of true, or even probably worse than that. Yeah, it's probably true, but his presence is just useful. The Steelers had a really good defense. Defense usually usurps offense, and especially in those types of situations with the new offense, new year, and a pretty porous offensive line that game. A really good defensive line. Those guys had experience, and they were able to take advantage of the players that we had. We didn't have Nate Solder. And that kind of, like, if we had Nate Solder at right tackle last year, it would have made it way better for Andrew Thomas, because, we had guys coming after him and Andrew Thomas. It would have made his expectations not as high, and we would have been like, okay, we wouldn't have focused our spotlight on Andrew Thomas. He wouldn't have been the glaring star. It would have been like, okay, Nate Solder is struggling too. It would have been, oh, this third round pick is struggling, or Cam Fleming is struggling. It would have been completely different. And so that's kind of my deepest concerns about the Giants. People are concerned about Patrick Graham leaving. I'm not. That's another 3-4 years down the line. The thing is, what we got to do now, what makes good teams, draft good, be able to be versatile, be able to have a lot of turnover and still be good. That's what the Patriots did. We don't need you. You can't be overly reliant on any player. And that's what makes good teams. They are not overly reliant on any single player. And we see that. With the Patriots, they had a bunch of talent everywhere. Now, this year, people have film on them. They didn't really get a bunch of new players, but the thing is, they've drafted really well, and they kind of manage their cap. We just got to keep on the turnover pretty well. Dory Jackson, that's a new piece. You can't come into the same year with the same pieces and try to re-sign everybody. There's a balance. You can't all of a sudden, keep on signing the same guys, because, it's good you draft players to sign them back. Yeah, again, like first-round picks, second-round picks, yes. But you can't have the same team over and over. And good teams are able to develop personnel, are able to deal with injuries, and it's mainly coaching. And obviously, you have to have some talent too. But hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.